What's going on? I'll be Fitness Gaming, and you've seen the title of the video. You know why you're here. So here's an updated list for the domain Knightfall deck that I've been working on. I have the deck tech. I'm going to put that in the description below. So like I talked about in the other video, some of the changes that I think I should make. So I went ahead and made them. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue playing with the 4 Noble Hierarchs. I was thinking about playing maybe a 2-split between Noble and Ignoble, but I think I'm just going to stick with the Nobles because we are now playing 2 remands. We removed a land, which was the Cradle of Growth, which gave all your lands in play forests as an additional type, so it would make it easier to combo off with the Knight. But instead, we've removed that. We're just going to stick with the domain mana base. And 1 retreat to Coralhelm because 2 seem very clunky. And we're just sticking to the 2 remands. So we have more permission in the deck. Just like the deck likes to do, which is cast big threats and protect them. As far as the mana base, I do want to try to figure out if I can fit in a Stomping Ground. If I keep the Nobles, reason being is with a Noble and a Stomping Ground, you have access to the colors that are important. You don't have access to black, but you don't need black in the deck, but you do need access to red. That was one of the reasons we wanted to play Ignoble. But I think that Noble is just better because of the blue cards that you're trying to cast. You're trying to cast your remands and your stubborn denials, so those are probably more important in certain matchups. So yeah, 1 retreat, so let's go ahead and get into a game here. Okay, we're going to be on the draw. By the way, the sideboard has stayed the same. I have not moved the sideboard. Alright, so here, what do we want to do? So, we're gonna grab a, most likely, assuming, depending what they're doing, we're going to do a Breeding Pool into Noble. And then we're going to grab a Sacred Foundry, play Kavu, and take it from there. Alright. Oops. Still think we want to play the Kavu. I have the windows down in my house because it's a beautiful day. Weather is nice right now here in Florida in December. It's normally always hot, so when we get a little bit of a breeze, it's kind of a blessing. So have the windows down, so if you hear some trucks running around, that's probably the recycling bin people driving around, and you know, UPS and FedEx. So, haven't seen this guy in a while. Whenever you cast a red spell, if you're within 3 counters on it, put it 1 counter. Remove. Okay. So this is that. Like I mentioned before in some of my videos, I haven't played in a long time, like a 1.5 years, but I do remember this mono red aggressive deck briefly that was out. Okay, so let's see here. We can kill this, which we probably want to, but I want to cycle because I really want to land. And I think we're going to cycle away the Knight of the Reliquary. maybe. Oh no, actually I think we cycle away the Brawler. Okay. Does that change anything? I don't think so. Give them the opportunity to block here. They're not going to block. So we're just going to bolt this now. The Noble would have been so good to have here, right? Because we could have got in for 5 and we would have had Remand up. Which is what this deck is really trying to do. Is just land a big threat. You're usually attacking with like 1 or 2 creatures anyways. So I think... another Brawler. So we're going to go ahead and cycle that Brawler away. Oops. Cycle the Brawler. Draw another Knight. Give them the opportunity to block here. They're not going to block. They have 2 cards. I think we're going to remand them here. Remand is not that great when your opponent is playing, you know, cheap spells, but I would like to draw a card. Alright, so hopefully they play something here that we can remand. Okay, so we're just going to do this then. Our life total is getting pretty low, so another one. This guy really wants us to cast him. Alright, so now we're definitely pretty much going to just remand whatever they play. We can't have them double spell us. And if we don't remand, we'll lightning bolt them. Opponent is extremely flooded here. I'm going to cycle away this Knight of the Reliquary here. Okay, we finally draw the land. So we can remand. If they play anything, I don't think they're going to play anything. Let's just play the land just in case. Any shenanigans. If we had Stubborn then out here, then I would fetch out a Forest and then cast this, but... Alright, mono red. Dromoka's command might be good. Remand on the play may be too slow. So let's try some Dromoka's commands. Keep this. Have interaction. Okay, that's good. Alright, so what do we want to lead with here? So most likely they're going to kill this Noble, right? This is why having a Stomping Ground would be good. Because we would be able to fetch out Stomping Ground here. If they kill our Noble and cast a creature, then next turn we can fetch out a Triome and bolt their creature. But at the same time, we can always just fetch out a Sacred Foundry and cast this guy, the Brawler, and then bolt here. So, I mean, it's not like this massive must-have thing. It's just a nice little option to have. Alright, so we're going to grab the Sacred Foundry here. Let's make sure everything is good. Yep. And this is another reason why having the Ignoble could also be good, because here we could have casted the Kavu instead. But, you know, I mean, we're playing a 5-color deck. So, we're going to have some issues, I'm assuming, you know? Alright, so next we can get... It'd be nice to draw a Stubborn Denial. That will allow us to get black mana, play the Kavu, and leave up Stubborn Denial, and then we're just going to be in good shape. Opponent does not want to see any of those creatures in play, apparently. Alright, so we'll just do this. We want more red. So we have 15 points of damage for next turn. These mono red decks, they don't take any damage from fetch lands or shock lands, which there's some decks in Modern that don't take damage from their lands, and those decks are normally kind of a pain to deal with. Not a pain, but like you're used to playing so many different decks in Modern that they deal at least 5 damage to themselves. So when you have to actually deal 20 damage to somebody, it's like insane. It's like, oh my god, that's so much. It's so much! Okay, so we're gonna do here, play the Brawler, have 4 cards in hand. I think we just want to kill this guy. The reason we want to kill that guy is because we want to control the board, and we want to avoid any shenanigans, right? Because right now they're stuck on 2 mountains, they have 5 cards, you know, they're wasting a lot of spells getting rid of our creatures and their turns. Okay, so that's good. Do we want to get rid of... No, we're going to probably take Lava Dart here. Okay, let's go ahead and just Tribal Flames them. This is going to force them to have an answer for this Kavu. And if they just play a creature, we just take it with the Leyline Binding and win. Blood Moon. So we're going to float a... Well, does that work? No, it does not work because... No, it doesn't work. Okay. This is one hell of a comeback here by an opponent. Could there have been anything? Some top deck bolts can get us there. Giganta would have been nice to have in the sideboard here. That's one thing to note. And also wear and tear is definitely something we want to bring in. Because Blood Moon is something that's obviously extremely hard for us to beat. As you can tell here, we had one massive advantage, and now, because of Blood Moon, they're going to be able to win the game. Alright, so they got there. I would have to look back at the game and see if there was maybe anything else we could have done. I can't recall off the top of my head. It's always different when you're playing. And then, so, let's see. So these are good. These are good. We need these, right? Knight is pretty slow. Maybe... Now we need threats. Okay. Yeah, I'll look back at the game and see if there was any other way I could have played that differently and not get wrecked by Blood Moon. But that's how we learn, right? Alright, so we're going to go Breeding Pool, Noble. I also feel like maybe this deck doesn't want to play one-ofs, 1 mana drops. Maybe just like Wild Nakatl. Alright, so Noble, it's not bad. We'll cast a Noble here. And then we're going to go ahead and just grab the Triome. So they probably have Blood Moon, and there's nothing we could do about it other than fetch a Plains here. Yep, Blood Moon, there it is. Okay, that's fine so far. Okay, so we're just going to... Just gotta try to ride this to victory here. Luckily we have a plane, so I mean we have answers for this. It's just a matter, are we going to draw them in time? And them not taking any damage from their lands it plays a big role. We're gonna just kill this. We need to slow them down because we need to find an answer for this Blood Moon. That's a problem. Okay. They spent a lot of resources taking care of that. We need to draw an answer to this. Bolt, I mean, it's not even a bad draw. Okay, so we got something. The question is, do we survive this turn? That's going to be hard to beat. Green, white. Play this. Red. I mean, we have to. Yeah, there's no way around this, right? Because we have to get green. Yeah, and we're just dead. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and concede here. And load up another game. So, Blood Moon, as you can tell there, it is a very hard card to deck. I mean, we have answers for it, we just didn't draw any. And, you know, they were playing a heavy removal deck. Alright, so we're going to keep this. So we're not going to play the Noble out here. I'm just going to play this, play it safe. And then next turn, cast the Scion. Okay, we need a Sacred Foundry here. This. Yep. Next turn we'll double spell. Just grab a forest here. We're gonna let's go with the Brawler. Brawler's good. Noble. Alright, let's go in. See what the opponent does. Situations like this is when you really want remands and stubborn denials. Okay. So could have like mass removal next turn. I think we still play this just in case they have something to bounce or get rid of the Brawler. We still got 2 Knights that they will have to deal with. Alright, so we got there. Didn't really see much. We're going to need some Teferi action. Get rid of this and Knight of the Reliquary. And then I think Flusterstorm might be good, but I think this is good. We don't want to dilute our deck too much. This is definitely not a keep. This is rough, but we'll keep it. Let's put back Knight. And, you know, again, this situation here where Stomping Ground would be good. These are just key notes that I keep to myself so that I know. Alright, so we're good now. Breeding pool. Oh, wait a minute. I did not see that they had that. Okay, that's going to be a pain. Yeah, I did not notice that they had this. Bolt them here. Is that too greedy? Okay, we got away with it. Perfect. Alright. Let's play conservative. We could have went for the Brawler there, but no need to get wiped out by a mass removal spell. Just gonna counter that. Just gonna bolt him at end of turn here. Okay, that's decent. I'm not going to cast the Brawler here in case they have some type of mass removal spell. Because there's no way for us to interact with it. And, I mean, no reason to play that risky. If We've been playing conservative this whole game. There's no reason to just stay away from our game plan. Okay. Alright, so we're going to respond to that. Alright, so we got there. We were just going to take that. Draw. Yeah, we would have just got there. Alright, so 2 games in there with Domain Knightfall there. We have yet to see the Retreat to Coralhelm combo there with Knight of the Reliquary. As you can tell, the counter spells are necessary in this deck because, again, you're just trying to cast one threat and kind of ride that to victory. So far, I've been really impressed with the Noble Hierarchs, giving us that extra mana to allow us to double spell early on in the game has been very, very good. As far as the combo with Knight of the Reliquary and Retreat to Coralhelm, it is a little clunky, but you know, we're still going to continue playtesting it and trying to see if it's something that we want to keep in this deck. I mean, it is called Domain Knightfall, so you would assume we would want to, but is it even worth something for us to continue to work on? Alright, well, there you have it, my friends. If you saw any misplays or any things that you would have done differently, please comment at the bottom. Again, I'm going to leave the deck tech in the description below along with the deck list if you want to play that. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my video if you enjoyed my content. It helps out the channel a lot. And again, thank you guys for watching and take care.